Hello everyone and welcome back. So in the last video we added some functionality so that the line number was incrementing automatically whenever we were pressing the enter key, and also it was decreasing whenever we were removing the text from our text editor. So in this tutorial what we are going to do is we are going to add a functionality so that our font size can be changed through that label at the bottom. So let's write some code for that. So first we will go into our main view file, and you will remember that we have created a size label, but instead of label we are going to create this as a UI text field. Okay, because we need some functionality that is only provided by text field, not by the UI label. So we have to make some changes to our code. So if we go to the size label, I think all things are good. We only want size label dot border style, and it should be rounded right. Okay. Let's try to run this and see whether our text field is looking good instead of the label that we were previously using. Okay, so you can see that it is looking good. So you can see that now the text field is editable, so we have to make not editable by the user. So we can see do we just by saying size label dot is editable. I think this is enabled. Let's choose this to and see whether this will work for us. Okay, so I think this is not the one that we want. So let's check again. I think this should be is editing equal to false. Let's run this. Okay, it cannot be assigned, so we will check that later. But you will see that we have successfully used text field instead of labels. So I think we should also change this for the color label because we will need to do it later. Let's do that now. So where we are added the color label, we will also use that line called color label dot border style, and it should be dot rounded rect. Okay, so this is done. Now we basically need to add a UI picker in our application so that we can choose different sizes. So let's do that now. So here we will create a size picker, and it will be of type UI picker view. Okay, and then we will have to add it to our sub view. So we will add it to the right panel dot add sub view, and it is called size picker. And then we will do size picker dot translate, and it should be false. And then we can add some constraints to it. We can do size picker dot center x anchor dot constraint, and it should be right panel dot center x anchor, and then we will have to make this active. And then we will do size picker dot center y anchor dot constraint, and it will be right panel dot center y anchor, and it should be made active. And now basically we need to set the height and width for the size picker. So we'll do size picker dot height anchor, and let's give it a height of 200. And for the width, I think we should give the height to be only 100. Sorry, the width to be only 100. Okay, so this is done for the view. Now we basically need to add some methods for a picker view so that it can be successfully shown. So the first thing we need to show is we need to import some delegate, and this is UI picker view data source and UI picker view delegate. Okay, and then we have to say main view dot size picker dot delegate, and it should be equal to self, and main view dot size picker dot data source, and it should be equal to self. And there are three different methods that are compulsory for each and every picker view to implement. So let's implement them now. The first function is number of components, and we only want a single component, so we are simply going to return one. And the second one is number of rows in a component, and basically we want some rows, and for that we have to create an array here which is called let sizes, and here are 5 different sizes that I want to give to users. So we can simply return sizes.count, so it will automatically take that the rows should be 5. And now we need to use the third method which is called title for row. Okay, and it should simply return string of the array that we are using. It is sizes and then row. Okay, so let's try to run this and see whether our UI picker view is appearing in the center of the right panel or not. Okay, so you will notice that the UI picker view is appearing in the right panel, and you will notice that it has 5 different options of selecting font from 12 to 20. So now what we are going to do is we are going to select a particular size, and then we are going to change this text field here. Okay, so let's do that now. So for that we are going to use another method which is did select, I think. Okay, did select row in component, and inside this method what we are going to do is we are going to say main view dot right panel dot font, and it should be UI font dot system font of size, and I think it should take the sizes array and the number of row. Okay, and then main view dot left panel, and because we also want to change the font of the left panel, so we can do UI font dot system font of size, and here we can do the same thing like this. And now we need to fix this error, so we can just do it like this. Okay, and then we have to do is main view dot it was size label dot text, and it is should be string of sizes and then row. Okay, and then we have to make the picker view hidden, so we can do main view dot size picker is hidden equal to true. So basically what this will do is once we have selected a particular size from the picker view, it will change the font of the right panel as well as the left panel, and also it will change the size text field which is shown at the right bottom corner, and it is going to hide the size picker that we are actually seeing in the middle of the right panel. So let's see all this in action. So you will notice that let's select the size to be 18, and you will notice that this has automatically changed to 18, and the font has also become a little bigger. Okay, so now we also want to make some changes, is that whenever the first time we are opening up the app, we don't want the UI picker view to be seen, so by default we can make this hidden. It can be done by size picker dot is hidden equal to true. Let's try to run this app, and you will notice that by default we are not seeing the UI picker view in the middle. Okay, so you can now easily see that there is no picker view inside the middle of the right panel. So basically what we need to do now is, whenever we click this particular text field, we want the UI picker view to be shown. Okay, so for that we need to implement a method which is provided by text field. So we have to go into our view controller file, and we have to confirm to a protocol which is called UI text field delegate. Okay, and then at the bottom we need to add a method which is provided by UI text field, which is text field did begin editing. Okay, and inside this function will automatically called whenever we click a text field. So whenever we click a text field, what we need to do is we need to say main view dot size picker dot is hidden, and it should be equal to false. Okay, okay, and this should work fine for us. Let's run this app and see this in action. Okay, so you can see that by default the picker view is not appearing. Let's click on the text field. Okay, so the picker view is not appearing. Okay, this is because we actually forgot to set the delegate to our text field. So we can simply say main view dot size label dot delegate, and let's set this to equal to self. Now if we run the app again, you will notice that now our functionality will correctly work. Okay, so if we click the text field, you will notice that the size picker has automatically occurred, and let's choose the size to be 20, and you can see that it is by default saying 20, and you can simply type any text that you want. Okay, so this was basically how you create a size picker in our text editor, and we are almost finished with our text editor, and in the next video we are going to implement a color picker in which we can choose different colors for our text editor. So I will see you in the next video.